Hello everyone, I'm Chris and I'm a student of Sekolah Menengah Bario YEB 4303. My school is situated in the Klabit Highlands which is about 1,000 meters above sea level. Today, I'm going to share with you a story I've read entitled Robinson Crusoe. And it is based on the original story Robinson Crusoe by Daniel Defoe. This book was published in 2007 by Osborne Young Readings. It has 8 chapters and 64 pages. So let me begin. At the beginning of the story, it tells about Crusoe's life's journey as a kid. When he was a kid, he didn't like school or even reading. However, the only thing that he could think about was to be a sailor. As he grows up, a group of his friends invited him to go for a trip to Africa. He accepted the invitation, but sadly, a storm hit their ship and it sank. Luckily, Crusoe made it alive and stranded on an island. But none of his friends made it alive, and they got drowned in the depth of the ocean. So, the climax of the story is when Crusoe met Friday, who is an inhabitant of the island. They always go for hunting, and one of their hunting trips, they met a group of Englishmen who were tied up under a tree by their rebels, and they went help them. With this opportunity, Crusoe makes a deal with the captain, which he will provide them with weapons and other resources that they needed, and the captain will bring him back to England. The captain agreed. And the final chapter of the story, which is chapter 8, tells about where the captain successfully took over the ship and took down all the rebels. The next day, he then invited Crusoe and Friday to come on board with them and ready to set sail to England. And the final moment of the story is when Crusoe took one last look of the island, which had been his home for 35 years. The anchor were hauled up and the sails hoisted. And the story ends there. Why do I like this story? I really like this story because the setting of the story is very different from the place where I live, which is up in the mountains, and the set of the story is around the ocean and an island. But the feeling being isolated is similar, where I'm surrounded by the mountains and Crusoe surrounded by the ocean, which makes us isolated from the outside world. And in addition, I like this story because it has a lot of adventure and challenges that were faced by Crusoe for 35 years. From that, I learned that Crusoe didn't give up in any challenges that he faced. And for those who are interested in reading an adventure story, this is one of the books I highly recommend for you to read. You can find it in any major bookstore. I hope you enjoy my sharing. Thank you for listening.